Revealed after 40 days, how divine healing turned spiritual silence into miraculous valuation. In the quaint village of Willowbrook, where cobblestone streets echoed with whispered prayers, there lived a devoted mother named Sarah. She was known for her unshakable faith, a light in her small church, and a heart that brimmed with love for her youngest son, Timmy. Yet, as the tragic shadow of illness loomed over Timmy, an eerie silence enveloped her soul. Each evening, Sarah knelt by her bedside, candles flickering like stars in the dim light, fervent whispers escaping her lips. "Lord, heal my sweet boy," she begged. Each prayer hung heavy in the air, met with a stillness so profound it felt as if the heavens were wrapped in a shroud. Sarah's heart ached as the silence pressed in like a weight, punctuated by the quiet suffering of her son. But for the people of Willowbrook, silence didn't mean absence. It meant waiting, trusting together. Villagers gathered, their faces lit with hope, rallying around Sarah during this dark hour. They wove their lives together in a tapestry of community, each voice a thread, each prayer a stitch. Under the eyes of their beloved patron saint, they embarked on a remarkable 40-day journey of prayer, where divinity and humanity intertwined. As the flicker of devotion ignited the air, supernatural events began to unfold. There were nights when the heavens seemed closer, with visions of ethereal light pouring down upon Sarah during prayer meetings. Whispers of angels floated through the congregation, their presence tangible, palpable. "Be not afraid," they seemed to say. As flocks of doves flew overhead, an earthy scent of rain washed over the gathering, as if heaven itself had opened. Before we continue, I need to tell you about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system, and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, click the bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can leave a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue. In that charged atmosphere, Pastor James spoke words that resonated deeply. "We must trust the divine timeline, even when the path seems dark," he proclaimed, his voice lifting the spirits of many. Yet, despite this divine encouragement, doubt began to creep in. When Timmy's condition worsened, cracks formed in the communal faith. Some began to whisper, looking towards worldly solutions. The village, once united in fervent prayer, now felt fractures of disbelief swelling among the worried families. Sarah clutched her personal scripture, the words blurring through tears as she battled between the voice of hope and the gnawing fear in her heart. She yearned to hold on to that flicker of faith as Timmy's breaths grew shallower. The heaviness in the air was palpable, yet a prayerful resolve intertwined with desperation. As they prepared for the monumental night of prayer, the elders gathered, their aged hands trembling yet strong, lighting candles that danced like flames of fervor. They believed with every ounce of their being that miracles could rise from the ashes of silence. Sarah, with her unwavering heart, knew the battle for faith wasn't over. But as the clock ticked towards the pivotal gathering, doubt threatened to envelop them all in shadows. Could their united prayers break through the silence? Could the heavens still respond with the miracle they sought? With hearts entwined, they awaited an answer, their collective faith casting a beacon into the mystery of divine providence. The night of prayer arrived, heavy with the weight of expectation. A gentle breeze whispered through the trees, fluttering the candles' flames, as if heaven itself was breathing alongside the villagers. Each flicker was a testament to the faith that ignited within the hearts of all who gathered in that small, humble church. Sarah, her eyes glistening with fervent tears, watched as her friends and neighbors assembled, each face etched with hope. Tension hung around them like a sacred shroud. As the first notes of worship sang through the air, hearts began to soften, drawing them closer together. Pastor James stood before the congregation, his presence radiating an aura of peace and strength. "Tonight, we pray not just for healing," he declared, his voice steady, "but for a miracle, a sign that reminds us of our faith and strength." The congregation responded with a chorus of amen, igniting a surge of energy that reverberated through the very walls of the church. As they raised their hands in unison, the atmosphere thickened with divine expectation. Waves of love rolled through the crowd, embracing Sarah as she poured out her soul. "Lord, we seek your presence," she whispered, feeling the warmth of other voices wrapping around her. Each prayer became a lifeline cast out into the depths of silence, seeking to draw back the mystery of healing. The hour grew late, yet the spirit within the church never waned. Elderly Mrs. Thompson spoke up, her voice shaky yet resolute. "I remember a time during the Great Flood when all seemed lost. But God, in His mercy, sent us a rainbow. Let us believe that a miracle is yet to come." Her words resonated, lifting spirits higher and churning within the hearts of many. Moments turned into sacred breaths, filled with the resonance of devotion. In that heightened atmosphere, a miraculous ambiance surged forth. Some began to sway, swept away in God's joyous embrace. Others wept, exchanging tears of sorrow for tears of hope. The church, once merely a building, transformed into a sanctuary pulsating with divine energy. Suddenly, a soft light flickered at the altar, sparking murmurs among the gathered. Sarah's heart skipped as she locked eyes with it, awash in indescribable warmth. Perhaps the silence was about to break? Perhaps heavenly intervention would deliver them from their worry. In the stillness that followed, something remarkable happened. A breeze stirred through the room, gentle yet firm. It carried the scent of fresh rain, enveloping them in a cocoon of peace. Sarah closed her eyes, surrendering to the presence that had joined them. The whispers of angels filled her ears again. "Believe, dear ones, miracles await." As they continued to lift their voices into the night, a sound, a soft, joyous laughter, echoed from the corner of the room. The atmosphere thickened with holy anticipation. Sarah opened her eyes, her heart racing. It felt as if every prayer they had uttered knit together, ready to burst forth into reality. Timmy, her heart ached for him. Would he be touched by this fervor? Would his suffering be replaced with divine healing? A palpable silence engulfed them, and in that moment the question lingered thickly. If they dared to believe, what might God reveal next? As the congregation united, holding their breath, the answer felt just beyond the horizon of possibility. The stillness in the church held its breath, as if time itself had stopped. Sarah felt her heart race. The soft laughter echoed again, deeper and richer this time, as if inviting everyone into its warmth. It seemed to dance among the candles, casting flickering shadows that enchanted the walls and wrapped around their souls. "Look!" someone gasped from the second row, pointing towards the altar. The flickering light intensified, morphing into shapes that shimmered like sunlight on rippling water. With every heartbeat, hope surged higher, a pulse of faith resonating in the air. Pastor James stepped forward, his silhouette framed by the glowing light. "Stay in this moment," he urged, his voice calm yet infused with urgency. "This is our sacred space, a bridge where heaven meets earth, where our cries touch the heart of God." He paused, gripping the pulpit as if steadying himself against the waves of emotion crashing over him. "We are not alone." Tears flowed freely now, but they were not tears of despair. They were tears of profound joy, clashing against the burdens each had carried. Sarah felt the tears trickle down her cheeks, mixing hope with the weight of yearning for Timmy. She imagined her son's laughter, running through fields, carefree and whole. Then, the laughter echoed again, and this time it seemed more than just a sound. It was a promise. "O faithful one, reveal yourself," she cried out, her voice rising above the gathered congregation. "Let us see the miracles you have prepared for us." As if answering her plea, the joyous laughter crescendoed, swelling around them like a tide. In that sonorous wave, Sarah glimpsed visions, flashes of life, love, and healing. She recognized faces of those long gone, and they smiled back at her, bathing her in warmth, urging her to join their chorus of belief. Suddenly, the light surged forward into a brilliant beam, illuminating the entire church, washing over each person with golden grace. Gasps and praises erupted like a wildfire, igniting every soul present. People embraced, hands clasped, all barriers dissolved under the radiant warmth of divine love. Mrs. Thompson began to sway, her arms lifted high, and with that, others followed, becoming a sea of hearts lost in worship. Sarah found herself caught in a whirlwind of exultation, her spirit leaping at the sight. "Miracle! Miracle!" they chanted fervently, as if they were calling forth something hidden and sacred. But in the depths of her heart, doubt whispered a question, creeping like shadows. Was this moment simply a flicker, or would it last? Pastor James's voice rang out again, steadying the flow. "We must hold this moment close, for it is a glimpse of what is to come. But let us ask ourselves, what must we do to be worthy vessels of such grace?" A heavy silence fell, and Sarah's heart quickened. Was she ready? Could she let go of her fears and trust completely? The moment cracked open around her, a breathtaking tension between hope and uncertainty. As the radiant glow began to settle, they felt the call of something far greater than themselves. They stood at the edge of revelation, yearning for what lay beyond, an adventure of faith pulsing just ahead. "When the hour of divine healing arrives," Pastor James's voice echoed softly, leaving them suspended in anticipation. "Will you be ready to embrace it?" With that question lingering in the air, the congregation felt the stirring of something transformational, something that would anchor them further in their belief, like roots gathering strength before the miracle. What lay ahead was still shrouded in mystery, but they knew they were walking towards it, hand in hand, faith unyielding. As the congregation basked in the afterglow of that radiant moment, Sarah felt her heart swell with newfound courage. The uncertainty began to lift, replaced by a sense of purpose. She looked around at the faces of those around her, each one illuminated, reflecting the flicker of divine promise. "Let us pray for clarity," Pastor James called, drawing them back together. The words came soft yet strong, like an anchor in turbulent seas. The church responded, a collective hush descending as they bowed their heads. In that sacred silence, Sarah felt her doubts start to dissolve. She began to visualize her son Timmy, enveloped in light and laughter, vibrant and alive. Suddenly, she remembered the story she had heard of Jesus, how he walked among the people, healing the brokenness that kept them shackled. The whispers of faith she had nurtured in the dark echoed in her mind. With faith the size of a mustard seed. Her heart raced. What if their gathering was more than a moment? What if they were all invited to experience the fullness of his love? As the prayer deepened, the laughter echoed again, this time more profound, a heavenly chorus wrapping around them like a warm embrace. "Open our eyes, Lord," she cried out, feeling the energy surge through her. "Show us your ways. Let us be vessels of your grace." The air thickened with anticipation, as if all of creation were leaning in, waiting. The warmth of the light swirled around them, igniting each prayer with an intensity that shimmered like gold. Sarah sighed deeply, her spirit aflame with hope. Pastor James then raised his voice, transcending the ordinary. "What we seek is not just healing, but transformation. We are called to be agents of divine love in the world." A murmur rippled through the congregation. "Yes, Lord," many affirmed, emboldened. In that moment, Sarah glimpsed flashes of purpose. Images of hands reaching out, of hearts joining in love, blossomed in her mind. Maybe this was the turning point, the place where faith could reshape their stories, where their cries could become anthems of hope. What if, she pondered silently, this is just the beginning? What if Timmy's laughter was a part of something more significant? What if God intended for this community to rise in faith together and witness miracles beyond our comprehension? Mrs. Thompson, tears streaming down her cheeks, lifted her hands higher. "We are ready, Lord, ready to receive your healing." With that, a divine energy rippled through the gathered souls. They clung to that moment, hearts entwined in a tapestry of shared faith. The laughter transformed into prayers, rising like incense to the heavens, sweet and fragrant. And at that moment, they weren't just a congregation, they were a living testament to resilience. The air vibrated, a symphony of belief in motion. Did they dare to dream too big? Could they truly embrace the divine healing that awaited them? With hearts knitted together, they were more than just individuals. They were an army of hope, standing on the brink of the impossible. "We are ready, God!" Sarah exclaimed once more. The weight of glory mingled with her fervent cry. Could they shake the heavens? Would their belief forge paths of miracles? As the light began to dim softly, the congregation was left in a state of divine expectation. The echo of their voices lingered in the air, a promise of what was yet to come. They awaited a miraculous revelation, stoking the fire within. Would the Lord reveal his plan? Would they see the fruits of their faith blossoming into extraordinary healing? As the moment faded, one question resonated in the depths of their hearts. What awaited them on the other side of belief? The hushed stillness hung in the air like a veil, heavy with potential. As the flickering candlelight cast playful shadows on the walls, each member of the congregation seemed lost in their own thoughts, yet together they pulsed with a singular heartbeat of hope. Sarah's mind raced as anticipation brewed within. She closed her eyes and took a deep breath, allowing the sensations to wash over her. The warmth of hands clasped tightly in prayer, the sweet aroma of the incense mingling with the fresh scent of the church flowers. Each inhale felt like a promise, stacking upon the last, building up to something greater. Pastor James's voice broke through her reverie as he spoke more softly, a gentle guide leading them deeper into the experience. "Hear our hearts, Lord. Hear our cries." His eyes sparkled with fervor as he continued, "We come in faith, ready to witness the miracles that can unfold." The congregation leaned closer, urging the heavens to open. Suddenly, amidst the prayers, a soft but resolute voice arose from the back. It was Timmy's father, Mark. He stood, visibly shaken yet bold. "I've seen Timmy smile before, but it's been a long while since I've felt the warmth of his laughter. Can we not believe for that joy to return?" A wave of murmurs spread through the congregation. Each word lighter than the last, they began to lift their spirits together. "Yes," Sarah echoed, her heart racing. "We believe, God, not just for healing, but for joy restored." One by one, voices rose in affirmation. The church swelled with an undeniable energy, a collective faith growing taller, stretching toward the heavens. It was no longer just a gathering. It transformed into a communion of souls, hungry for divine engagement. "Imagine," Pastor James urged, his voice filled with urgency, "imagine the day when we can share stories of transformation. The walls of this building could echo with testimonies of healing. We could watch as the love of God pours out like a mighty river." His analogy struck a chord within Sarah. Could it be, she thought, that this space of quiet worship holds the key to what's ahead? Structures around them felt sacramental, ready to burst open with divine possibility. She dared to envision the entire community stepping into a new reality of faith. As the passion resonated, bursts of laughter began to flutter through the air. It was as if the Spirit took hold. One person chuckled, then another, until the laughter was mixed with a sweet sense of freedom. They were not laughing in triviality. They were laughing at the weight of burdens being lifted. The sound echoed like a cascade of joy, reminding them of the innocence they carried within. Together, we create a melody, Sarah thought, feeling compelled to rise. She stood firm and reached out her hands. Let us proclaim the miracles we yearn for. Let us unite in faith as one family, believing in the impossible. The atmosphere crackled, and as if in response to their faith, a gentle breeze swept through the church. Soft whispers of encouragement wrapped around them like a blanket. Sarah closed her eyes again, feeling as though they were cradled in divine embrace, the laughter morphing into a hymn of faith, a beautiful symphony. But as their voices began to settle into a calming hum, a gentle silence enveloped them once more. It was as if heaven took a breath. In that stillness, a notion gripped Sarah's heart. What if they were called to do more than just gather? What if this was a launching pad for a greater launching? Mission? Suddenly, a thought flickered in her mind like inspiration. Is our faith merely for our own healing, or is it meant to ripple outward as seeds sown in fertile ground? With renewed fervor shooting through her veins, Sarah felt the weight of purpose settle. She whispered to the group, "Are we ready to take our belief beyond these walls, into our lives? Are we ready to be the light unearthed in the world?" Before anyone could respond, the congregation stood aglow, charged by her call. And as their hearts beat in unwavering unity, a new quest ignited. But then, as they awaited the next heart-stirring revelation, a question loomed heavily in the warm silence. What if the greatest miracle lay not just in healing, but also in the transformation of their very lives? The air thickened with expectation, a beckoning whisper urging them to embrace the unknown. Sarah felt it swirling around her, an awakening to something beyond herself. It was a moment suspended in time, where faith and purpose held hands, waiting for the collective heart to leap. "Let us seek out our path," Pastor James encouraged, his voice weaving through the congregation like a thread of gold. The flickering candles danced as if in agreement, flames flickering brightly. What does it mean to be lights to the world? What does it mean to step beyond these walls and be a beacon of hope, healing, and love? A ripple of energy surged forth as congregants pondered his words. Sarah glanced around at the faces, each one a tapestry of stories woven together by shared struggles and unwavering faith. There was a spark of determination igniting in their eyes. "We must ask ourselves," she added, her voice trembling with passion, "are we content to bask in the warmth of our faith without sharing its glow with others? Let us not simply be healers among ourselves, but also instruments of divine mercy to those in need." As if nudged by a heavenly breath, Muriel, an elderly woman known for her effervescent spirit, rose to speak. "My dear friends," she said, her voice rich with experience, "life isn't just about what happens inside this church. We often forget that miracles unfold outside our front doors. There are those longing for a touch of grace, a whisper of hope. We must take our belief with us and share that love." The congregation leaned forward, enraptured by her conviction. Hope rippled through them, binding them closer like vines spiraling upwards towards the sun. Pastor James nodded, his eyes shimmering. "Let's hold the vision of reaching out to our community. Let our prayers comfort the lonely, our compassion heal the broken, and our joy uplift the heavy-hearted." In that moment, their hearts grew larger. It was as if God's love spilled over, filling the space until it was bursting at the seams, alive with promise. Sarah felt the energy shift within her, a movement from thought to action. In the coming days, let us form groups to find those who need our assistance, she proposed. Let's gather around the sick, the lost, and the marginalized. Let the world see our light shine brighter together. Cheers of agreement erupted as nods of understanding spread across the room. Children clapped their hands with delight, sensing the excitement in the adults' voices. It became clear to everyone in that sacred space that this was more than a mission. It was a calling. "What bold spirit," murmured Mark, his voice shaking with emotion. "For so long I felt alone in this fight for Timmy's laughter. But together with this community, I don't just feel supported, I feel empowered. We can be part of something bigger. We can be hope personified." With each moment, they detected the pull of something divine, a fragrant promise of purpose blooming within the hearts of everyone gathered. A holy magnetism seemed to draw them closer, and Sarah felt that familiar warmth wrapping around her once more, pushing her to the forefront of this movement. But in the midst of their rising zeal, a question loomed again, heavy and profound beneath the joyous cries. Are we willing to venture beyond our comfort, to let our newfound faith be tested in the world's uncertainty? As they awaited a guiding sign, the flickering of candles dimmed momentarily, and a hush fell around them, inviting them into the deep mysteries of faithful action. The answer was yet to be revealed, echoing in their hearts like an unanswered prayer. The candlelight flickered, casting shadows that danced along the walls of the church. For a moment, the air was heavy with contemplation. In this sacred pause, the congregation sensed the divine was among them, not in loud proclamations, but in the quiet murmur of their hearts. Sarah took a deep breath, feeling the seeds of change germinating within. She noticed how the flickering lights seemed to echo the uncertain path ahead. "Friends," she began, her voice steady yet tender, "we stand at a crossroads. Each of us carries a unique story, a story that can illuminate the way for those in darkness. We must not walk alone. Let us walk together." Pastor James stepped closer, his face glowing like the candles around them. "Imagine the impact we could have if each of us stepped out in faith," he said. "Picture hands joined in prayer, feet moving to serve, and hearts beating as one. Our faith can take solid form through hugs given, meals shared, and love extended to the most broken among us." The congregation stirred, hearts racing with the rhythm of hope beating loudly in their chests. Murmurs of encouragement rippled through the room. "Yes, yes," various voices chimed in. They could feel the Spirit stirring them, calling them to move beyond the safety net of the church's warm embrace into the uncertain world outside. As they planned, Sarah's mind wandered back to her own struggles. Each obstacle in her past had felt like a mountain, towering and insurmountable. Yet every time she stumbled, she encountered love. Love from friends, from mentors, from God. That love was a balm for her wounds. "We can be that balm for others," she declared, brightening with purpose. "We can give the joy we've received." With each interaction, the church became a vibrant community, a living organism breathing faith and hope into every corner of the neighborhoods beyond their walls. Visions of their impact danced in their hearts. They spoke of visiting nursing homes, volunteering at shelters, and helping the lonely. "Let's create connections," the voices rang out, clear and eager. A wave of passion surged through Sarah as she proposed, "Let's commit to this for 40 days. 40 days of serving, loving, and healing. A divine journey to find what God has planned for us." The fervor was palpable, excitement vibrant in their movements. They began to form small groups, agreeing to take on different tasks, to share ideas, to pray. Laughter and joyful chatter filled the space, echoing off the walls, which felt closer and more connected than before. They were not merely individuals anymore. They were a community united in purpose. Muriel's wise voice rose again, intertwining the old with the new. Remember, beloved, as we embark on this journey, there will be trials. Not every door will open, and not every heart will be receptive, she cautioned. But oh, we will be refining our spirits. Like silver in the fire, we will emerge brighter and purer, ready to reflect the holy light. As they stirred about, a profound silence enveloped them once more, an invitation to stillness. Sarah's heart raced as she realized they were not just preparing for acts of service, but were on the cusp of discovering themselves, perhaps even witnessing miracles they had yet to imagine. What was waiting for them in the next 40 days? What truths would be unveiled? Would their faithful steps lead them to an unexpected divine revelation? Each question lingered in the air, carried on whispers of prayer and hope, urging them into the unknown. The time had come to reveal what lay beyond their comfort zones, in a world desperate for a touch of grace. Days flowed into one another, each dawning with the promise of a new beginning. The community gathered with an eagerness that was palpable. Hearts unified, they embraced the mission ahead, the air resonating with anticipation and zeal. As they embarked on their 40-day journey, each act of kindness felt like stepping onto holy ground. The first evening found groups distributed across the neighborhood, a vibrant kaleidoscope of hope hitting the streets. Sarah was with a small team visiting the local nursing home. The dim hallways echoed with the soft sounds of love being shared, laughter spilling forth like a soft melody. They entered the sunlit room, where the elderly sat, some gazing out of windows, others wrapped in blankets. Sarah knelt beside Mrs. Abernathy, a longtime resident, her skin lined with stories and her eyes flickering with memories. "Would you like a cup of tea?" Sarah asked gently, her heart swelling with compassion as she placed a hand on the old woman's. "Oh dear, that would be lovely," Mrs. Abernathy replied, her smile illuminating the room. As Sarah moved to prepare the tea, Muriel's words echoed in her mind. Trials would come. Not every heart would be open, but in the quiet moments of connection, they were crafting beauty amidst the ordinary. Every shared sip of tea, every story told, became a small miracle. Back at church during their prayer evenings, a deep spirituality enveloped the air. Candles flickered in unison, reminding them of the light God was already pouring over their efforts. Jason, a quiet member of the congregation, took a bold step forward. "I'd like to share something," he began, his voice shaky yet determined. "I found hope again through all of you. When I felt lost in despair, your prayers brought me back to life. This journey, it's a collective healing." Tears shimmered in many eyes, a tide of gratitude washing over the room. Heavens responded with powerful silence, a unity binding their hearts tighter. But doubt crept in like dark clouds. 1 week in, Sarah faced unexpected obstacles. She visited food pantries, but some people were unwelcoming. Doors were locked, and meals went undesired. The challenges weighed on her spirit. What if their efforts were missing the mark? Sitting alone one evening, she reached for her journal, pouring out her heart. "God, I am weary," she wrote, the pen trembling in her grip. "But I know you are here. Show us your will. Help my doubt and strengthen my faith." The next morning, as she stepped outside, a soft rain fell, a reminder that storms also nourish the earth. She glanced upward, laughter breaking her frustration. "Okay, God, I'll trust you. I'll keep going." In the days that followed, small ripples of transformation began to emerge. Joyful surprises unfolded at every turn. At a soup kitchen, they found a community gathering for the first time, hearts seeking connection, just as theirs had. In unexpected corners, they discovered stories of resilience and faith, igniting new fires of hope in human hearts. As the 40 days rolled forward, the transformation was palpable. Their small acts began to shape the world around them. Muriel gathered them again, her presence comforting. "We are not just serving," she said with fervent delight. "We are witnessing the divine weave through our lives. This is the work of the Holy Spirit." Sarah felt a rush of exhilarating warmth fill her heart. But amidst the joy, she sensed the looming question. What was really happening beneath the surface? Was it enough? Would the culmination of their journey lead to something miraculous? The uncertainty weighed heavily on her mind and spirit. What awaited them at the end of this sacred journey? The answers remained veiled, just beyond reach, yet the collective heartbeat of the community pushed them forward, deeper into the calling they had embraced. With every act of love, they illuminated darkness. But now, what awaited them in the climax of their 40 days? What miraculous value lay ahead, waiting to be revealed after their labor of love? The days continued to unfold, each woven with threads of purpose and immeasurable faith. Sarah's heart was a tapestry of emotions, hope, joy, and a whisper of doubt lingering in the shadows. Still, she pressed on. That Saturday morning, she woke before dawn, the soft light of the early sun creeping through her window, inviting her to a sacred stillness. With a steaming mug of tea in hand, she sat on the back porch, breath visible in the cool morning air. The warmth of the beverage seeped into her fingers, grounding her. She closed her eyes and listened to the gentle rustling of leaves in the breeze, the world awakening around her. "Lord," she murmured, "show me what you see. Help me understand how to love in a way that transforms." As the sun broke free from the horizon, a thought sparked within her, igniting a yearning. She remembered Mrs. Abernathy's stories, a life lived fully, despite the trials. Perhaps it was not just about the acts they performed, but the stories that rose from them, echoing in the heart of the community. Each connection was a page in a collective narrative, a story waiting to be told. Gathering her thoughts, she reached for her journal once more, determined to capture the essence of what they were discovering. Each note she wrote was a step towards consciousness, a move to connect their journey with the divine. "We are the storytellers of love," she wrote, her fingers racing across the pages. "We share kindness, and in doing so, shape new chapters of hope." Later that week, Muriel called for a special gathering. "Tonight, we will share our stories," she said, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "Each of us has encountered the divine through this journey. Let's honor that. Let's be each other's witnesses." The church buzzed with activity as the community filled the space, a gathering of shining faces and beating hearts. As they settled in, Sarah felt an electric current of anticipation flow through the room. She was not alone in this quest. With deep breaths, the first few shared their testimonies, stories of healing, of connecting with the lonely, of discovering unexpected friendships. "I was hesitant to join in," Mark admitted, his voice steady but earnest. "But the children laughing in the park, the simple acts of giving reminded me why I wanted to be part of this community in the first place." Each voice wove another layer of light into their collective faith. An atmosphere of gratitude hung thick. Sarah could feel her spirit lifting, her soul dancing with the shared warmth. One by one, they grew bolder, their tales rippling through the crowd, igniting the ordinary moments with extraordinary meaning. Then it was her turn. Heart thrumming like a drum, she rose to her feet. "I felt doubt," she confessed, her voice barely above a whisper. "But it's in these connections, the tea shared, the laughter, the tears, where I see God's hand at work. We are being transformed, but not just as individuals. Together, we are crafting a new path for hope." The applause erupted like a burst of joy, echoing within the stained glass walls of the church, carrying their laughter and tears to the heavens. As the evening wound down, Sarah couldn't shake a sense that something momentous was nearing, something that would open doors yet unseen, filling their hearts with even more purpose and passion. In the days following this gathering, Sarah began to notice small miracles blooming all around them. Flowers grew in places they hadn't been before. People began to seek her out, eager to share their experiences. Ripple after ripple, the community stood poised on the edge of something extraordinary. But would they have the courage to embrace what was being unveiled? It was then Sarah realized, what if the climax of their journey wasn't just the culmination of their acts, but the awakening of their eyes to see the miracles unfolding all along? What transmission of divine love would emerge when they weren't just observers, but embraced their role in God's plan? What awaited them beyond those 40 days? When the divine intervention arrived, would they recognize it with open arms? The anticipation swelled. The final day of the 40-day journey dawned with a brilliant sunrise, illuminating Willowbrook with a golden glow. There was an electric energy in the air, a sensation that something monumental was about to unfold. As the morning choir sang through the open church windows, each note resonated in their hearts, bringing with it hope and a shared sense of miraculous possibility. Sarah entered the church, her heart a blend of excitement and reverence. The congregation's vibrant energy buzzed through the room, creating an atmosphere thick with anticipation. They had gathered not just to reflect on what had been done, but to witness the power of God igniting their lives. As she settled into her seat, the soft murmurs of gratitude filled her ears. Faces radiated warmth, lighting up the space with an inner glow. "This is it," she thought, exhaling deeply. "Today, we meet the culmination of our faith." Pastor James stepped to the forefront, his countenance reflecting the assurance of divine presence. "Today," he began, "we celebrate the love we've woven through acts of service. We've encountered miracles in friendship, laughter, and helping hands. But we cannot forget, the greatest miracle is not just what we've done, but who we've become." The congregation responded with murmurs of agreement. It was a heartfelt affirmation, rising like incense. The pastor continued, inviting everyone to share their testimonies. One by one, they rose, recounting moments that had transformed hearts. Mark spoke of laughter returning to his home, the joy of watching Timmy smile as his health rejuvenated. "It's like watching the sun break through the clouds," he exclaimed, eyes glistening. Tears of joy surged through Sarah as she listened. She felt the ache of doubt waning, replaced by the warmth of miracles unfurling around them. People share how small gestures had kindled hope in the darkness of despair. A simple visit, a shared meal, a presence in moments of sorrow. Suddenly, someone called from the back, "We want to see Timmy!" The air crackled with expectation. Murmurs crescendoed as everyone turned to see Timmy, hand in hand with his father, stepping through the church doors. Light seemed to flood in with their presence, both radiant and sacred. Sarah's heart soared. Timmy's laughter, sweet and unburdened, filled the space, wrapping around each person like a warm embrace. The villagers erupted into applause, a symphony of joy resonating as Timmy ran into the arms of his mother. "Mommy!" he cheered, cradling her tightly. Sarah wept, tears streaming down her cheeks while laughter bubbled from her lips. "You're so strong, my beautiful boy," she choked out, enveloping him in her warmth. "What a miracle!" echoed the congregation, hearts soaring in unison. As Timmy giggled, the gathered souls felt a wave of divine love cascade through them. The healing was not just physical, it ran deeper, shifting their very realities. They were transformed collectively, woven together by threads of hope, love, and unity. Pastor James stepped forward, beaming. "This moment is a testament. This is where God's miracles dwell, not only in our hearts, but in our actions. As we move from this place, let us share this love outside, in every corner of our community." With every heart emboldened, Sarah felt the flame of purpose reignite within her. They were not just witnesses, they were vessels of God's grace, elevated to shine brighter. "Let's continue our journey," she declared, rising to speak. "Let's spread Timmy's laughter and remind others that healing comes in many forms. We have soared together, and now we must fly forward, hand in hand, united in faith." The congregation erupted in a chorus of "Amen" and cheers, hands raised in affirmation. That day marked a new chapter, one of movement and mission to illuminate the dark corners of Willowbrook. As her heart brimming with joy, Sarah found peace in the chaos. It wasn't just about receiving a miracle, but about being one. Not one to take their power lightly, Pastor James beckoned the crowd to embrace their purpose, inviting them out into the world where their new stories awaited, each step a sign of hope. As they stepped out together, they crossed beyond the threshold of the familiar, walking boldly into the arms of their divine calling, ready to shine like the stars through the night. Their faith ignited the world again. Healing echoed through every act of kindness, every touch of compassion. They stepped forward, ready to heal the world one miracle at a time. Now, dear readers, it's your turn to partake in this journey of faith. You need to subscribe now to our channel for the next exclusive faith stories. This is the moment to show your support for the miracles unfolding before us. Leave a like now to feed the algorithm and allow more souls to encounter divine transformation. Comment below with your reactions and testimonies about this miraculous ending. And don't wait even one more second to share this video with at least 5 friends who need to see this manifestation. Together, we can illuminate the world.